All right, are we streaming? Why am I not seeing that? Okay, I guess we are. Sorry about that. Hello. All right. I think it's working. And I think it's working better now.
Sounds good. Working good, Dennis.
All right, let me do this one thing here, and then we'll be good to go, I think.
You're listening in the latest style at
27.085 megahertz.
your dial. That's
Channel 11 Old Tube Radio,
in wonderful.
Fresno, California.
Wonderful Fresno, California. I've got all sorts of things going on here. Let me go to the page where I'm supposed to be, because it looks like there is some delay on everything. The Old Tube Radio Network, Real Radio's Glowing in the Dark. My name is Dennis, the net controller for this evening, reminding you that the Old Tube Radio Network is around to distribute information, promote the use of CB radios, and to get your old tube radios on the air. So, hello everybody. Before we get too far, let me take any of the early check-ins that need to skedaddle and do what they do on a Saturday evening OTR listening.
Break OTR.
Break OTR, go ahead, over.
Yeah, Dennis, 53, checking in early.
All right, 53, the legend, we've got you, over.
Thank you, sir. Have a good weekend. 56.
All right, I've got a couple. I heard 61 out there, over.
Thanks, Dennis.
All right, and then up in beautiful Corsico, I heard 195, over.
Thank you, sir.
And then just for kicks, I heard 56, over.
Thank you, Dennis.
Sure, and get 650, Dennis.
And the ever-popular 650. Got some changes in the control room tonight. They got us, I don't know, would they get a, I'm checking with Charlie and Chet where we got the money for it. I got a new chair. It's this swivel thing that's supposed to make it easier to stand around for 2 hours here and be able to walk away. There's SWL 13. Mikey, Mr. Cobra, we've got you checked in as well, and we've got some new audio items up into the rack that you might see there, and we'll do everything else. Anyway, hello. And checking audio levels, so 13. Let me get started. Let me get with 00, and of course, that is Chet. It's right there, and then we've got... Hello, 13. You're sounding good. We've got you checked in, KB6GFD.
And all the FDLs, thanks for the check-in.
All right, and the crossband is working for sure. SWL number 1, and I've been running around here, so I have not had a chance to look at the chat window to see who is there. But there is Mr. OBP, SWL number 2. If you get a chance to go to the video and go to the chat, make sure you let... OBP, SWL2, know that he has 9 pounds, so I got my microphone up, 9 pounds and good modulation at Chestnut and Herndon. Make an adjustment here. Well, I can. Something like that. Might sound better, might sound worse. SWL number 3, we got a proxy check-in for Mr. Lone Eagle. And I did not get a chance to check into Old Radio Night to see what was happening there. So we will check in with JT and the gang here coming up, looking for SWL 5. Levon out there in the Hudson Valley, staying up late is usually over on ORN, but he does check in here. Let's see, let me address some comments. The radio room, what is the crossband? That would be 146,550 simplex. No fusion, no DMR, so you got to be fairly close in here to have that work out. We also have, and I'm looking to see if it's up. I got to get off the Echolink test. We have an Echolink link for a quick check-in there at node 94810. So that's the Echolink node. Let's head over to SWL7.
Yeah, proxy 7.
All right, I'm trying to get used to this chair so I don't I don't go falling. It's kind of nice. It kind of wheels around. Don't go falling off. All right, we got a proxy in for 7, and I'll be listening in because Ed might jump in on the video side. 21SC, Bodega Williams. Okay, don't go away, JT, because we're going to be checking. If you guys are still on, we'll be checking with you here in just a moment. And the band, I mean, the skib was loud. Now all of a sudden the band is super quiet. I have to keep looking to make sure I've got the receiver turned up correctly. Let's see, we got 7 and 8. Let's go to SWL9, and that would be 982, Dirt Dog.
Proxy, Dirt Dog, please.
All right, wasn't sure if it was another race kind of day or what is going on out there, but we'll get a proxy check-in for the Dirt Dog. Yeah, Tony, if I leave, because I do a test on the Echolink, whatever it is, the Parrot server there, and if I don't disconnect for some reason, even though I have multiple connections allowed, it doesn't allow other connections. The Jumping Dolphins are here, and there are many. There are more than a couple dozen jumping into my screen here. So, Chrissy, I've got the X and the square, and good to see you out on the frequently. I hope all is going well up there in northern Idaho, and that you are not too busy this weekend. I know that you are, but good enough that you could take a break to jump into the radio room. And 30, we'll get there, 30 as well. Let's go to 11 and 12. Of course, that's Dapper Dan and Dan, Mr. Cornbread. Dapper Dan is saying, well, let's see. My tie is kind of straight. We got the pocket protector. The suit is on. I'll get a ding for the hair. But other than that, I think I'm pretty close to Dapper Dan. I don't have a Heathkit. My Heathkit is over off to the side, and you can't see it. He's got the Heathkit right up on the table, so he's a little more dapper than I. And Ron, I don't have, what is it, All-Star DMR? I do have Fusion C4F, but I don't have that hooked up. That would be another thing to do. I think that would be a whole nother net, a whole nother program to do something like that. Direct net roll call is what we're doing. If you got the home game, we're on page 1. And don't go away, because we'll be talking some of the classic tube radios. Those would be for the most part, the Class D 11-meter radios from 1958 when the FCC banged the gavel and said, oh, it's Class D. Forget your Collins. Forget the E.F. Johnsons. We're making a 5-watt DC input, crystal-controlled antenna height limitations, and it's all tubes until about 1977 or 78 when Nobody wanted tubes, and they were doing solid state. SWL13 Mikey checked in. You heard him on the crossband moments ago. And back out to Sangertown, where everything is sounding good. Hello, Sean.
Hey, Dennis. SWL14 checking in. Obviously, like you said, I missed several with the races going on, and glad to be back. Looking forward to this evening.
As am I. Well, it's good. It's good to know that there are multiple things going on a Saturday evening to keep people entertained, and this is I'm hoping will fall into that category once in a while. So that is good. And and Rob, we'll get to you, but I was listening because I saw your email about the antenna, and talked to a couple of Texas stations today on 10. And what did we do? On 20 meters, I was talking locally, but 10 and 20 have been really, really good. And Ron, is the Orban AM in use? I've got it lit up, but it's not in use. It may be purposed for another thing. And if you are, did you see the ARRL auction? Did you see the 9100B that Mr. Orban has autographed, the front door here? Where is it? The front door here, and it is up for auction. I'm sorry that I saw that, because I will have to look and see. Let's go to SWL15 Hans. The station that has such good audio, he probably doesn't need an Orban or a Wheatstone or an Omnia or an Innovonics, or who's the other? One of Julius' boxes, because he always sounds good. We just wish we could get him beaconing through to the West Coast here. A little hard to do. Once you go across the Atlantic, the signals sort of fall off somewhere in Colorado, but it could be possible. Thanks for joining us, Hans, and good morning to you out there in Copenhagen. J38 key is back and running. I'm taller. I'm sitting up taller, so I had to adjust the camera. So now you can see. Let me turn off things. If you're watching the video, you can see more of the audio rack wackiness going on. Let's go to SWL 16, right behind the monitor here. Yeah, I agree. Everything is nice. The chair is working. I haven't fallen off yet. You've got the Band-Aids and things ready just in case I do. Let's go to SWL 17. And Tony, the 7850 or the 9, I wouldn't mind having a 990. The 990s can do like 4.5. They've got the Kenwood's got the wide audio thing. The ICOMs, for some reason, don't want you to go over 3K. But the Voodoo, the Voodoo modified 950 SDX is a killer when it comes to great audio. I just wish it didn't have that AM spike. SWL 18 is getting a check-in from the Universal Media Netweb on Facebook. SWL 19 got us started off as 00 and is right there with the cue cards, looking good. Thank you, Chet. Over to SWL 20.
Yes, I am here. Check-in 29 and 54, and I may have a radio of interest. It's already sold, but it's a radio of interest. Okay, and then I'll have the list of some others from number 56 Phil. Okay, get back to you a little later.
All right, sounds good. I'm not used to only having to do one key up for the radio, so I'm looking for the foot switch, which I don't need, and the other thing, which I don't need. You are sounding good, and we will find out coming up the other items of interest. It'd be interesting to see what it is, what they are, what you've got, and what you sound like. You are sounding good. We got you checked in, Harvey.
All righty. Catch you a little later.
Okay, I was looking for old Radio Night, and I wonder if they reconfigured the video. I want to make sure I'm on the right one because it says it's unavailable, but I pulled something up here. He's got the Galaxy Saturn up and running. I want to see if that is the right radio for the evening. We are on streaming 3 hours ago. So is this live? Let me bring up the audio. It might be. Galaxy Saturn, the MD4 meter, the Delta M2 mic, the Varmint receive preamp, the JV12, and if you are listening, guys, up on 17. Yeah, he's listening. I'll patch you guys in and go ahead and take a check-in. There it is.
Hello, hey Dennis. 21 South Carolina checking in.
Sounding good. We're listening.
Hello, hey Dennis. 21 South Carolina checking in.
Who else you got? You're sounding good there in the control booth.
Sounding good. We're listening.
The video you're seeing is the control room live of old Radio Night up in the Wasama Swamps. I love the microphone. What else is going on?
We got echo big time in there.
Yeah, you got to turn your audio down.
One more time. 21 South Carolina checking in.
All right, 21 South Carolina, good. That's good. That's good. What's the white glove? What is going on with the gloves tonight? Who else? All right, I think I got everybody.
That's good.
I think I got everybody.
Dennis, a lot of noise in there tonight.
Yeah.
A lot of rain. Okay, we're 10-7, Dennis. Have a good night.
All right, thanks for checking in, guys. The old Radio Night, Mr. JT, check them out on 21s.c. on the YouTube channel, and I got to find out why we're we're doing the white glove thing tonight on ORN. All right, up to the control room, direct net roll call. We're on page 1. It is 10, 11, 20, 25. 20 is in, 21 is in. When I put that up there, let's go to SWL 22. Were we to actually be able to hear Anchorage? There were guys from Anchorage were loud on 40 meters last night, but not so here on 11. Let's go to 23 Skidoo, SWL 23. And Foxman 362. Watch out. He's got the new soldering iron, so he's going to be fixing all those radios, making the coax connectors, and Temu. Temu, even with extra, tariffs and things, Temu is still pretty cheap, and I don't know how they do it. SWL 24. 24 got checked in early. Let's head out to Madera Heights for SWL 25.
Good evening, Dennis, and the rest of the SWL. SWL 25, checking in.
All right, I heard you, sir. Hopefully you're copying me through all the noise.
Absolutely, loud and clear, Dennis.
All right, I'm gonna open my RF gain up a little bit, since we have the skip has gone away. You're sounding good. I'll make sure I get 74 checked in as well. Over.
Yeah, thanks, Dennis. I may not be exactly tuned. I just turned this thing on a whim. So, anyway, thanks, Dennis.
All right, you are peaked and tweaked and sounding good. Over.
All righty. I appreciate that.
I've got the receive running through a different preamp tonight, and I'm kind of getting my ears accustomed to if it's actually sounding correct. Let's go to shortwave listener 26. Page 2. Is he in Studio G tonight? SWL 27. And then from up the street a ways, like 100 or so miles, SWL 28. What is on the menu tonight? Gary will let us know. Oh, and there's Rainmaker. There's 5. I didn't know if you were hanging out with all the celebrities over there on Old Radio Night. We talked to JT, got the check-ins, and now you're looking good. So, Levon, we've got you on number 5. Turn the page and get you check-in. Gary, checking in. Join some Good and Plenty. Who's the Choo Choo Charlie? Good and Plenty. You say he's out there with Charlie with the Good and Plenty and a Coke. Well, you are not going to need to worry about your minimum daily adult requirement of sugar after that. And if you like, what was it? Good and Plenty was sort of the candy-coated licorice, I think, if I remember correctly. I remember not liking Good and Plenty because it was licorice, and wash it down with a Coke. 72 today. I think it was 74, 75 here in Fresno. The big storm is coming Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. I think it's coming up from the south. So it's going to hit us first. Thanks, Gary. Always good to know what is going on. SWL 29. 28 is in. SWL 29 has got a proxy check, and for Mr. Loner, SWL 30. Dwayne is intently listening to all radios in the radio room to make sure that if the band opens up anywhere, that he's going to be checking in. We'll hear him coming through. And Steve Areno just fixed a Pierce Simpson Bengal. Works fine for now. Is that the clone? Pierce Simpson put out so many radios at the beginning of 1970. They had the great flyers. I always wanted a Pierce Simpson. There was a Simba and the Bengal and something else, and they all had massive amounts of knobs and meters and clocks, and they were, we check in the tube Pierce Simpson here, and they were always a good design radio. Whoever the designer was, whoever she or he was, or they were at Pierce Simpson, they did a good job all the way through from the tube radios and not tube radios. SWL 31, Robert and Teresa out there in beautiful Hendersonville, Tennessee. I will check to see if they checked in early. I don't see them right now, but that doesn't mean you're not listening. SWL 32, Rob is in, working on the antenna from the Texas QTH. 10 faded out a couple of hours ago. I talked to Charlie, WOW. He's in Texas. And 15, 20, and 40 going gangbusters. They do. 20 is pretty much a 24-hour band here at the top of the cycle. It won't be that way. And then 40 has been going really long at night. The 500, 300-mile stuff goes away, and all of a sudden it's 500 miles or more if you've got the right kind of antenna. So it'd be interesting to see. We can't get a 20-meter contact on the new fan dipole, and even just putting 18 feet of wire up for 10 meters might work quite well. So thanks, Rob, for the check-in. And I'll have to reset up my C4 FM because I've totally forgotten how to get in and work that. When I first got the thing, I was into it. You're talking to guys in New Zealand with their handy-talkies walking around. But you got to know what you're doing. SWL 33, myself and everybody here at the control point that needs to check in. SWL 34, of course, is Jimmy Fiedler and Railroader, Captain Chaos, working on all those great Facebook sites. CB Radio Lounge, CB Show and Tell, Old Tube CB Radio Network, the fans of Sonar Radios, fans of Browning Tram and Sonar Radios, Antique CB Radio pre-1977, fans of Demco radios and related equipment, the Worldwide Sidebanders, Vintage CB Radio, 11-meter CB Outlaws, High Fidelity CB Radio, the Ditchbanks guys, the CB Ditchbanks guys are listening in as well. So if you can't get on the air, at least you can do something like that. SWL 35, and I saw in 35 checking in Bill from Cheyenne, Wyoming, about an hour ago. He doesn't give us whether it's cool, hot, or otherwise, but my guess is it's going to be snowing there soon. So, Mr. Bill, we miss Red Monkey Communications and all the great things that you did when you were here, but keep them up and doing them where you are at. Maybe if you make a visit out here to the valley, we will hear you checking in, or somebody will get you spotted on the radar. Is Ken in? We're looking for UDX 111. He's right there, waving, and we are waving back. Thanks for checking in. And Foxman gave us the, oh good, okay, the skinny on the soldering station. It's good to have for doing anything and everything. Over, if it's intermission, I hope it is. SWL 37, hello Chris. I'm hearing some skip or something in the background. Chris was in earlier. I will get him checked in. But my guess is he will be heading out to the radio shortly. And little does he know that he has an X in the square already. Got a lot of people checking in tonight. Let's see if Sam out in beautiful Byron, who often will talk to somebody in New Zealand, and they will contact us to let us, Sam's trying to check in. But there is no skip tonight. So, Sammy, I know you're there. I will get you checked in. All right, and Dallas UDX 347 has his control board on automatic, being lulled to sleep by the sound of tube radios, static from the West Coast, and who knows what else. So sweet dreams, Dallas, if you don't make it to the end of the program here tonight. Let's go to SWL 39. Yeah, somebody said they're here in the VKs and ZLs. I'll have to look at the DX map, see what's happening. SWL number 40, who is in the big control room tonight with special things going on. Hello, Larry.
Yes, special things indeed.
All right, I had that up. Let me see if it's still there and if it's routable.
Break OTR.
Oh, and beware. No, it's gone away. So your live test stream is off. So we'll try that. We'll get a break OTR here. Hello, radio from KB6GFD. I think we got somebody on the constant here.
Good evening, the Basic Dennis, Bozo Control, and all the other SWLs who are listening. SWL 52 behind the golden microphone in the FM mode of operation is on the game board.
Indeed, beaconing multiple frequencies, multiple modes, and across the Universal Media Netweb, 52 is checked in. I'll put you up on the board. And just before you go, are you getting a break this weekend? Are there no contests over?
This is the first time I've turned on the radios at the house today. I took the kids to the park, and we got some frozen yogurt, and had a couple other things I had to take care of, and now I need to leave the airways forever and go exercise. So it's a quick hit and run check-in.
All right, yeah, go out there, get your walk in, because as you know, it's a little bit breezy. Don't get blown away, and then we're going to have rain and malfeasance on Monday, Tuesday, and or Wednesday. So get it in now. All right, you're sounding good. Thanks for checking into the Old Tuber Radio Network, KB6GFD.
All righty, Dennis, you are sounding good out here on the west side. K6USY.
10 on the side.
All right, and so I will get 52 in, and who was that on the side over? Who's on the side?
K6PD, trying to get Dennis OTR, get 145 early check-in.
Hey, not a problem. You are making it through my squelch. As always, thanks for sending over the questions this way, and at some point my schedule will work out so I can get into the early risers. You are sounding good, and you will be checked in. Over.
Thank you, Dennis. Yeah, I'm having trouble with my CB still.
Okay, well, there are many ways, many modes from which to choose to get into the Old Tube Radio Network on a Saturday night, and you have found one of them. So thanks for joining us, and have a great rest of your evening, KB6GFD.
6PD, and I'll be quick.
Who is the breaking station? This is OTR.
It'd be me, the one in pain.
Yeah, that's right. It's supposed to get better, but that's what happens, because they give you things to get rid of the pain, and then you heal, but then the things the good things they gave you to get rid of the pain go away. And then you realize why they gave those to you, and then you're stuck with Tylenol over.
Yes, I got some Tamarol, works a little bit better, but I wanted to check in real quick, Dennis.
All right, we had you proxy checked in, but we are going to put the big X in the square over.
Okay, thank you. It's cold outside. I don't know if you've been outside.
No, it's cold and windy, and it was 70. It was nice if you're in the sun. The sun went down and things got bad, and we're complaining. We're complaining at 65 degrees. Just you wait. But yeah, stay where it's warm, and thanks for checking in.
It's 63 outside over here.
And there's a bit of a wind chill factor going on as well.
Absolutely. All right, Dennis, well, thank you.
All right, thanks for jumping into the air chair. Appreciate you taking the time. And heal quickly, won't you? All right, 73.
Check.
All right, that's the official 37. You are listening to the Old Tube Radio Network, the direct-to-net roll call, the shortwave listeners, the tube radio operators, and those tube radios will be coming up shortly. We are here at Channel 11 in the Central Valley of California, 27085. Also on an audio stream at oldtuberadio.net, which has a link to, you guessed it, a video thing as well. Welcome to the 21st century on your Old Tube Radio Network. Heading over, we were talking to SWL 40, and I was trying to find out why I no longer see your streamy thing.
Well, because Now it's a new stream, and it's called Saturday Night CB Radio Live Stream.
Okay, I will see if I can dial that up. We'll put it up on the big screen here if it will open up. Oh, there it is. So that is a picture. Looks like it's having some buffering issues. It wasn't doing that earlier, so I don't know if that's me or that's you, and I'm not sure. Oops, I'm not sure where we are at on the picture itself. Anyway, well, we'll go back to it once it starts behaving.
It's fine on my phone, so maybe it's on your end.
All right, because it worked, or it was looking better earlier, but yeah, I wasn't streaming at that time either. Let me see where the audio is here. I'm going to turn the audio. All right, because it worked. Okay, there's the audio replay. So it's a little slow. Let me go back
earlier,
to,
but yeah, I wasn't
the picture.
I wasn't streaming.
So that's my signal coming in
time either
on the SDR. See that. So we'll refer to this tonight.
I'm going to turn the audio.
When people check in,
okay,
occasionally if it's still up, we'll turn to that, and you'll be able to actually see your signal, what it's doing, what frequency you're on, how wide you are, where your audio is, and all that good stuff, courtesy of 785. All right, Larry, we'll be back. Have to get back to the right screen here and find out where I am. So 40 is in. Let's go to, sorry about the delay. Road Dog is saying, is he ever going to say 41? SWL 41, Road Dog 507 out in New York. Road Dog 507 is there. You actually scrolled off my screen. It took me so long. Orange County, React, Hudson Valley, New York. Good evening, everyone, and good evening to you. Thanks for joining us. Over to Mr. KW, SWL 42.
Good evening, listeners, and Dennis, thank you for what you do. 42 and the crew is here and accounted for.
And sounding good. I will get the official X in the square and update my little video thing here. Oops, and that's not good. I hate this 21st century stuff. You gotta know what you've got to know what you're doing. Anyway, sounding good, and I know you've got some radio magic coming up for us a little bit later, so we'll be listening for that. Next, we are looking for shortwave listener 43. I don't recall hearing this station last night on the Ditchbanks sideband net, but that doesn't mean he was out there, Mr. 360. And I will get Ray a proxy check-in where he able to bend his signal around the big mountain around the corner. Page 2 is looking pretty good tonight. And SRT Dave, there's nothing heard on the SDR receiver in Fresno. Now, is that the one we were looking at, or there's actually no SDR receivers in Fresno that you can dial up that I know of that are on like the Kiwi or the KFS. There is a Kiwi that's up in Madera, but it has a very poor antenna. So you'd be very close to that station to be heard. Let's go to Paul and Kelly, SWL 45, getting you guys checked in. And yeah, batten down the hatches because we are going to get some rain up that way. SWL 46, Arlen in Wisconsin, that always comes in great when the sun goes down on 40 meters. Let's go to SWL 47. Shortwave listener 48. Somebody said give Sam a proxy check, and he may stop in a little bit later. If he does, we'll get him officially checked in. He's got, whatever he did to his station, I can hear him very well now. Let's try to see if Smitty, Sweet Country Mama, SWL 49. And Greg waving a hand and saying hello to all the UDXers. And there are a lot of them here tonight on the link checking in, waiting for some Skipland, doing whatever they do best. Let's go to SWL 50. Shortwave listener 51.
SWL 51 checking in.
Sounding good out there in Sangertown. I was doing some SDR stuff earlier, but I didn't hear you in there. Otherwise, I probably would have talked to you on the 2,000-mile delay. But you're sounding good now.
Yeah, I've been busy all afternoon. But anyways, have a good evening, and we'll talk to you later.
All right, sounding good. Thanks for checking in. As you heard, SWL 52 checked in on the crash band not too long ago, and not too long ago as well, SWL 53, Mr. Belair. We've got a proxy for SWL 54, and let's see if SWL 55 is out there. SWL 56, just for kicks, listening in. Phil got checked in a little bit earlier, and let's see if Central Kentucky is out and about. SWL 57, Mr. BDA.
Break OTR.
And the break OTR, there it is. Go ahead, sir.
Can I get a late check-in, please, for 55?
Yeah, it's not even. I'm not even off your row and column yet. I'm not even sure if that would qualify as a late check-in. And then I'm going too fast. So that's another problem. So let's get the X in the square. You're sounding good. Over.
Thank you.
All right, called 57. SWL 58. SWL 59. Where is Uncle Hairball? He's right there. Lots of checks. There's enough. If I use all those checks, you'll be in on the list until the last day of December, wherever it is when we're checking in. So that might take you through the rest of 2025. Thanks for that. All right, it is. I don't know if it was game night yesterday. So is it game night today? Hello, 60.
No, Dennis, no game tonight. I think our next one will probably be with San Diego. We didn't do too good last night. In fact, it's bothered me the whole day that someone can lose that bad. Being that they're 5 straight wins. Well, anyway, Dennis, doggone it, SWL 60, saying hello to everyone out there on the band.
Yeah, sound like they had a bad evening. I have that at the bowling alley sometimes. You realize it's not like I haven't done this before. Why isn't it working? And I remember last night when you mentioned the score, it was, 14-30, so it sounds like it never got any better. Over.
No, it got worse. It didn't get any better. I thought we were starting to climb up on them, at least getting in reach. We were only maybe a touchdown away. A field goal would have put us in good position. But when they dropped it, they fumbled it, they threw it away, and all of a sudden they were way out of reach. It was 49-21, something like that.
Wow, all right. As a friend of mine used to say, it just keeps getting worser and worser. You are sounding good, sir. I've got 60 checked in.
Thank you much, Dennis.
The old Tube Radio Network, Real Radio's Glowing in the Dark coming your way. SWL 61, Dino, way the heck out there. I don't even know if he's in the same county, but he always sounds good checking in. And he is checked in. SWL 62. Shortwave listener 63. And Foxman, I won't say much, but there's rumors that station was heard somewhere and could be in the Mr. Rogers neighborhood. We will find out probably in a little bit. SWL 64. Craig checked in earlier, so I'll get him in. SWL 65. Shortwave listener 66 on the horizontal side. On the probably horizontal and vertical side, SWL 67, I am looking for, I gotta refresh my comments to see if Bill is in from, there he is, moments ago. Hi, Bill, I see you, checking in out of Canby, Oregon, and it does say you are checked in. It says right there, right above my head. SWL 68. Michael checked in from New York at the beginning of the net. Also, SWL 69. Kenny out of Tulsa also wanted to check in, and Kenny, I will give you one of those. Updating the list here. And Art making the observation that there's been and he calls it an increase in meaningful CB nets. That's good to know. I hope we are in the meaningful category somewhere, or somewhere in between, recording vintage equipment, of which there is many still hanging around. Sometimes the prices are kind of wacky, but when you realize how much fun we all had, and those of us, Art, like yourself and me, who probably used that as a springboard to jump in to the Netherlands of whatever they call it, of hammy radio, just so we could have a little bit more space to spread out and do cool stuff. But we all know where it started. Let's go up to SWL 70. Mark was in last night. Had a good chat with Mark on the Ditch Bank sideband net, so I'll get him checked in. That doesn't mean he won't be here shortly. Good to see Stan, SWL 71, who was checking in over to oldtuberadio.net at the beginning of the net. What was I think it was the Nevada QSO party. Who's on? Lake Elsinore, Copenhagen, up in the top. Well, we're coming up to Elsinore. We've checked in Denmark, Tracy, California, Centerville, the unknown SWL, but you know who you are. Rancho Cordova, always in, always listening. Ware Shoals, British Columbia, Belfast, Maine, and a host of others coming and going. SWL 72. Thank you, Jimmy, out there in New Jersey, the Old Tube Radio Network. You know, if it wasn't for those tube radios, I don't know what we do. And we've been doing this since the mid-1980s. I kid you not. Back when the old radios were newer, and we all needed a spot to hang out, get away from some of the wackiness, and thinking, let's fire up those radios. A lot of us had daily drivers back then. SWL 73. I'll get a proxy for 73, and then I was asked to proxy in Miss Julie 74, which I will. SWL 75, where is that 356 BYU? SWL 76. Seeing if he checked in over on this page. And good day, good afternoon, Rosie. Thanks for joining us. Always nice to have you aboard the Old Tube Radio Network here in a Saturday evening on the West Coast of the U.S. states here. Thanks for stopping what you're doing and joining us for a little bit. Let's go over to SWL 77.
SWL 77 checking in, limping along, hoping this one is going to hang in there. Capacitors from hell, but work in progress. We'll get it.
All right. Well, it sounds like it's going to make it. We'll get the full story coming up. That'll be a good little teaser. You want to know what's going on with Dennis and the radio you just heard? Stay tuned to the Old Tube Radio Network, and we will find out shortly when we start glowing in the dark. Got you checked in. Speaking of Lake Elsinore and affiliated items of interest, SWL 78 Richard is listening in. It might also have 40 meters in the left ear, the right ear, but he's got OTR up and running. And my guess is at this time, 40 meters is probably starting to do the long haul, but we've got you in, Richard, and you are looking good. Got some Echolink links coming up. Still on page 3, but about ready to switch that over. I don't know what happened to my pen, but the pencil. Thank you for the pencil. Who gave me that? Charlie? Chet? Anyway, it's working good. Let's see if Mr. DC is listening. 79. Okay, he's on 7200. 7200 last night. They were reading poetry and doing all sorts of weird stuff. They were calling CQ on CW, but that's 7200. Not here on the West Coast. I don't know where that's from. Is that Midwest? The four calls. I'm not sure where the wackiness is on 7200, but it's not close. I don't know what happened to Philip. I'm getting him checked in. SWL 80. Page 2, SWL 81. The purveyor of the Ditch Banks sideband net, SWL 82.
82 is checking in from the Ditch Banks of Biola. Good evening.
Ditch Banks sounding good tonight. I'm not sure if you're copying anything from New Zealand or Australia. I know there's probably some skip way down in there, but not hearing too much of it. And the voice that you did you just heard, as I mentioned, the purveyor of the Ditch Banks sideband net, which happens Friday evening. A great way, if you're a Monday through Friday kind of person, to end your week sort of decompressed. Head over to 36 lower sideband and join in the, as we say on the two-way radio, the Foxtrot Uniform November with Ron as the net control. And Ron, everybody's welcome, right?
Everybody is welcome, yes. Oh, man, even the DX comes rolling in there, and we'll pick them guys up, too. If we could hear them, yeah, I'll get them checked in.
Indeed, and Ron has a great transmitter and an equally great receiver, so he will hear you. Thanks for checking in.
All right, 7-3s.
Flipping over to page 3 so I can put the X in the square for 76, Red Fox 1. If you look above my head, you will see the official click. And I didn't hit the right thing. Sorry, there it is. Click. The official check-in for 76 thing. 56 degrees and cloudy. That's warmer than I thought it would be out there in Prospect, Connecticut. Checking in. Thanks, Jim, for the weather report. Sometimes I can click on certain people listening and get a weather report. They're not giving me what's going on in Copenhagen tonight. Let me. Uh-oh. Now I just, you know what it is? No, I didn't. I thought I blew up the computer. And we'll find out. There it is. Who else is in? Centerville. Let's see what Centerville, Virginia's doing tonight. Cloudy and 62. All right, there we go. Up there in Centerville. Who else is listening in? Rancho Cordova. That's going to be up the road a piece. It's 64 and clear. That's out in California. Where's Shoals, South Carolina? What's happening in South Carolina tonight? Cloudy and 63. The weather is pretty mild all the way over. Belfast, Maine, I'm sure is not going to be 60 degrees. 44 with periodic clouds. You know, you've got to watch out for the clouds when they're periodic. And that's the weather around the nation. I have a weather jingle. I should play it. The jingle singers have that. Did we get... Oh, I got to go back to page 4 here. They're all saying, stay on the script And I'm trying to stay on time, and I'm already behind. Ron checked in. Let's go to SWL 83. Mr. JZ, did I see you checking in yet? Somewhere on some page. Let's go to SWL. Oh, we got 84 and 86 and 87 and 88. That is, of course, Cheerios Kid, Mountain Maid, Tandy Girl, and the Snowy Owl. And I repositioned since I got the chair. Let me go to the, if you're watching the video, go to the full screen. And there it is. There is the beautiful on-the-air sign courtesy of 84, 86, 87, and 88. We've actually rearranged to place it where you can actually see it. And remind me, especially me, that, yes, the Old Tube Radio Network is on the air. Next is SWL 89. Got a proxy check-in for SWL 90. Felix from way over there in the Bronx, over in Twoland, checked in at the beginning of the net. So if you are listening in Felix, we've got you checked in. New Brunswick, it's got 37 and fog. Maybe that's why the SDRs work so well. It's better with the weather like that. It feels like 64 degrees in Wilmington, North Carolina. Thanks, Bill. Thanks, William, for that. Let's go to SWL 92. And in Queensland, where as we are heading into the winter months, they're heading in to the summer months, and it's a beautiful 84 degrees and sunny in Emu Park, where we should all be setting up our portable antennas and trying to make a contact. Let's go closer to home here. SWL 93. Out in Clovistown. SWL 95. And hello, Peter, and a group check-in from 428 who often makes it into the Ditch Banks sideband net with no problems. UDX 256, RC 111, RC 333. All the Squamish boys at their respective stations or mobiles watching the net here on Saturday evenings. I keep looking at that Kiwi SDR to see if they're going to put something close enough to Squamish where we can get you guys direct. Nothing yet. There are a couple of stations, but there's hills in the way, so it doesn't work. Let's go over to SWL 97. See if anything's happening in Boston tonight. And 150 watts on the Super Bowl. That's QRP. Your 5-watt DC input is your 150 watt DC input is QRP on the Super Bowl. But nice, Justin, that you were able to get in and make a contact. Not including all the good stuff with the skip today. Yeah, even 10 meters was looking good. Let's go to SWL 98. I'm getting Tracy checked in. I didn't even get on the Facebook page and see what kind of wild and wacky teaser poster that they came up with for the Old Tube Radio Network. The one I liked the one last week. The radios look good, and even I looked good. How is that possible? SWL 99, Randy. I heard him on 75 on a frequency that my antenna wouldn't tune to. So I'll get Randy with a proxy check-in. And I got to update my chart here. I'm slow to the key. All right, let's head over, were I to be able to do this right. Head over to the Echolink link. I think I have it set up. I reconnoitered the audio, so I'm not sure. But let's see if Tony is out there. KD4BAO from KB6GFD over. Our Tubes on the Air, TOTA purveyor from...
Hey, good evening, Dennis. Good to hear you. Please check in
South Carolina.
SWL 100.
and back to net control, KD4BAO.
I will do that 100. Boy, you were coming in super loud in my new audio configuration, so I've got you set up with the audio. Tony, our tubes on the air guy, he's got everything set up. He's got the proper getters and grids and plates and voltages ready to go. Thanks, Tony, for jumping in, and we look for you next time, KB6GFD. And, of course, while we are here at the Echo Link keyboard, we got a couple other stations. Let me check in with Albert. Let me go over to Sparks, the Sparks Reno area for Albert. Should be listening in. Then we'll pick up Randy after that. So here we go. KI6CBA, KB6GFD, take a transmission out. See, we got some conditions this way.
Oh, there it goes. This is KI6CBA calling KB6GFD Dennis and the Old Tube Radio Network. It is so fun to hear everybody calling in and from all over the United States and sometimes from other countries. It's really good to hear from you. But I had a question for you, Dennis. How can we get an email to you? What is your email address?
That is a good question. We used to actually have an Old Tube Radio email, which I don't think exists anymore. So I will, you know what it is? I will link you up in the window down there. One that I think that will work, that will be specific to OTR. And that way people can send pictures or the don't you have something better to do on a Saturday evening kind of email to the Old Tube Radio Network. And maybe we have a letters, we're reading letters on the air. We did that long ago. And there was probably a good reason why we stopped doing that. So yes, I will get a link to you for that. So anyway, thanks for joining us. You are sounding good. And as always, nice to hear from Reno Sparks. Over.
Yes, good to call in, and it's going to get to be cold here really soon. And just, like I said, I just love listening to the radios and hearing how it really works. And kind of we're faking it here on the Echo Link because it's also digital and clean, but I really like hearing a little bit of static and hearing from different people in different parts. Okay, 73s, and good night. We'll listen to the radios as they come in.
All right, 73, and we should have a couple of tonight. I am looking forward to that. Thanks for joining us. KB6GFD. And we'll do one more quick link up because Randy is out there. KC9NSD, KB6GFD. Randy, if you can hear me, take a transmission. Let's see what's happening out in Nineland tonight. Should be able to hear me. In the meantime, 102. Waiting patiently, John in Arkansas. This is your time. Oh, let me go back to the proper picture where we can see what's going on here. There we go. SWL 102. He's like, oh, that's my number. Am I part of this? Yes, you are. The spotlight has moved down and is shining on you now, and there you go. I will check you in. In fact, we're doing it right now. We click that, and it changes to checked in. Beautiful stuff. Over to SWL 103. I believe Joey is out listening at oldtuberadio.net. Yeah, checking in early. He said he had a long day. So if you're watching the replay, Joey, the 103 is official. Up we go. It is still a big Fresno fair kind of evening. So not sure this is the last 2 days of the fair. Looking for Crawdad, SWL 109. I'll get to
Here you go. Thanks.
James.
Thanks, Tony, for jumping in, and we look for you next time.
Okay, boy, that is some lingering repeats there. All right, I think we're doing okay. SWL 110. All right, Mr. Nobody, having to work late. Nice you can grab us on the fly. Don't get in trouble. As you can hear, there is no skip coming in, and I know we've got people listening from Colorado and Idaho and Washington that would be jumping in if we had something happen. And in Central Texas, it's 90. Well, see, you guys, there's that jet stream thing that does it. You're in it. See, we're off to the side here in California, so it's only when it moves around and we get some of that coming in, or what's going to happen next week, we're going to be getting things from Mexico, but for a little bit of rain. But you just wait. You just wait for that jet stream in a month or two to do its thing when it does. But nice that you've got good antenna weather and have been able to jump in and get some antenna work done, Rob. Let's go to SWL 111. Robert checked in earlier. He unfortunately came by when the skip was hot and heavy. Last week I heard him direct, but not so this week, but I will get him checked in. Let's go to SWL 113. I don't know, somewhere there's going to be like 100,000 pens and pencils that I've misplaced that I will find someday. SWL next is SWL 114. Hello, Wayne.
114, checking in.
Sounding good as always from, was it West Fresno, East Fresno, North Fresno, somewhere out there. Always sounding good. We've got you checked in.
Thank you for the check-in, Dennis.
Probably Northwest Fresno, somewhere. Who is checking in good antenna weather is installing antennas during the snowstorms and blizzards. Whenever you can. It's probably fixing the antennas during the snowstorms and blizzards, trying to keep those wires in the air. Over to SWL 128. John did check in over at oldtuberadio.net about an hour ago, checking in. So, John, if you're able to stay up late tonight, hello to you, and thanks for jumping in. Next, we go up to SWL 131, shortwave listener 133, SWL 135.
Okay, if this thing is working, this is SWL 135 checking in.
135 sounding good. Maybe a precursor to some radios coming up shortly. Got you checked in. And I've been following the videos that Ray, is it W2RE, puts up the YouTube videos of the guys climbing the towers and putting up 4-square vertical arrays and tramming the ginormous Yagi antennas up to 120-foot rotating towers, and thinking, I don't know. Can you really get out with just a wire and 100 watts? And you can. So do not be discouraged. Let's go to, we've got a check-in for 137. Tony, as you heard from Corsical, checked in on the 2-meter crossband. 147, Neil, did I miss you? The chat room has been scrolling past real fast. So I will give... No, he's right there. I was going to give you a check-in because I figured I missed you, but for some reason your schedule is allowing you to stay up late and jump right in from Kakalaki, where there are rainy skies and loud skip until after 9 p.m. That's right. I watched the Gray Line, and about 7 o'clock I was checking in on an SDR in Wisconsin. Now, it certainly was 9 p.m., and I was still super loud, so I hear what you're saying on that. I don't know why that happens, but it does. Listening to you, Arizona, Utah, Nevada, Hawaii, coming in, good stuff, but couldn't get back. UK in the mornings, yeah, you guys get the UK good. We'll get them here, but not like you here. We hear Hawaii like you hear the UK. So thanks for jumping in. Neil, 147. Let's go to SWL 188. That, of course, is the Snow Beast. I will get a proxy for Bobby. 195 Corsical Starliner checked in at the top of the net here, sounding good. And then 226 might be somewhere up on the hill listening in. Anybody else that needs a quick check-in here before I set things up for Tube Radios? And I'm going to do that right now because they're saying you are behind. So stand by. I'm going to run around like a mud duck. And I'll be right back with your Tube Radios. You're listening to the Old Tube Radio Network. Okay, first thing we got to do is change the tube. And we'll do that shortly. Your feed will go away for a second. And then it will come back. And then we'll have the echo thing. And then all will be good.
Oh, yeah.
So let me get that set up. When did radio get so complicated? I'll never know. Sorry, there's the first check. That's way. We'll do the second check coming up. Here's the audio jumping in here in a second. I'll never know. Sorry, there's the first. Wow. Okay. That was loud. And then we will go back to the live stream. And we will be ready with the Singers of Jingle. Go to the REA meter, which is around here somewhere. And then we'll say this. You are listening to the Old Tube Radio Network.
You may not find us on your TV, because in case you did not know, we're being brought to you by
OTR.
Brought to you by
27.05 megahertz.
Brought to you by RADI.
The Old Tube Radio Network.
Your Old Tube Radio Network, real radios glowing in the dark. I hope I'm not overmodulated. The RA meter is showing lots of audio going on, but it could be okay. Into the control room we are here. Net control tonight, ready to go with your tube radios. They're pointing to, oh, look at the chat. They say, what is going on? Oh, 23 Skidoo has skedaddled into the mix at Pacificon. I talked to Mitch. Let me get to a 23 checked in. There was a station, and I guess the ARRL probably has a booth set up. And I think he was on a big ICOM radio. And so it was W1AW/6. So I talked to who was ever in the air chair at W1AW/6. And I can't remember. I'd have to look at my log. It was on 40 meters, 20, or 10, because that's what I was frequenting today. So I don't know if they just let anybody sit in, or if it was an ARRL person. He was kind of going quick trying to make contact, so I didn't get a chance to talk with the Pacificon. I hope to do Pacificon next year. It never works out that I can get in to do that, but good stuff. We'll look for some updates on what's happening in Pacificon. The antennas are up high, but the operators are high, or something like that. I talked to one of them today. Also, Dwayne Miller says, we are feeling totally tubular, and yes, we are. So with that in mind, I will put the Tube Radio list in front of me, and we will say the Old Tube Radio Network is listening for those Tube Radio check-ins over.
77.
135, 135.
and I will take the items in the order that I heard them. So don't go away if you're out there. We heard 135 and then 70 or 77 and then 135. So Cliff, stand by. I got you in the mix here, but we're heading over down the street somewhere for 77. Remind you don't have to have any numbers or anything to check in a tube radio. All you need is a tube radio. That was what we started with. It's like bring your tube radio from wherever, however you can get it in, and we'll get you checked in. And that's what we're going to do now. Hello, Dennis.
And hello, one and all. Hopefully this one makes it through. I've been chasing capacitors all day, and I just had another one pop on the audio board, so I don't know. Trim Titan 4, it is a hybrid, one tube, and everything else is solid state.
Okay, first thing I'm doing is I'm looking if I can get into the tram section here and to see if I actually have a picture of a Titan 4. It's in my list, and of course it says there's no image available. It gives me information that Titan 4 is a Titan 3 with a tube final. Collins mechanical filter in the front end. Wow. AM, SSB, audio shield, transmit and receive. There's the mic item. So you know what I'll do? Let me take a longer transmission here and see if I can find a Titan 3 quickly. And there's still no image available. All right, I'll find a picture, but we'll go back to you and talk about the radio and what you've done to it and this very rare reconfiguration of the Titan 3 over.
Yeah, it looks identical to a Titan 3 except for the tube final. And man, we've been chasing caps all day. And I was transmitting earlier, and I actually had one pop on the audio boards. We got work in progress, but the 4s are pretty rare. They didn't make a whole lot of them, and when they are working correctly, they are a good sounding radio.
Yeah, you know, I'm getting a lot more, and you said something had changed in the audio. I'm getting a lot more of the high frequency distortion or a little bit of flat topping. I had my noise blanker on, and I turned it off. And okay, good. We got a picture of a radio. Let me go over to that. That is a Titan 4, and I'll put it up full screen. And yeah, just like the Titan 3, but it does say it's got the IV on the Titan IV on the top left-hand corner. Beautiful, beautiful radio. The wood sides, I don't know, Naugahyde, whatever you want top. You probably have to use Armorel on that. And transmit, receive, no waiting. So you might try and come back on the audio and crank it down just a little bit, see if we can get rid of the flat topping over.
Yeah, I turned it down. Yeah, that cap took off on the audio board, man. It snapped in a ring of smoke, so yeah, it definitely lost one of the caps on the audio board. So there's about 10 of them on that board. I'm going to have to go through and change.
All right, Larry's got his audio. Here it is.
Sounding radio.
All right, I'll try and his delay is not very much. Man, he's got zoomed in so much. You are. I'm trying to think. It looks like it's 5.5, 6K on the audio, but it's got a lot of IMD off to the sides. If you can see that picture, holy cow. But it's got a lot of audio, though. That's not a problem. So take another transmission, and then after you unkey, I'll bring up the audio so you can kind of hear what the replay is like over.
I can only imagine. Yeah, that when that cap took off, I'm like, well, okay, there goes the audio. So. But hey, that's what these old radios are about. That's what makes it fun, and we'll keep plugging away at it, and we'll get her back up to 100%.
No waiting. So you might try and come back. Okay, actually, we're going to hear the whole thing here. So audio and crank it down. So that's what I sound like. Get rid of the flat topping over on his replay. Here comes your thing.
I turned it down. Yeah, that cap took off on the audio board, man. It snapped in a ring of smoke. So. Yeah, it definitely lost one of the
So you can hear it's nice and loud. You've got a whole bunch of high frequency going on, but when it hits those peaks,
have to go through and change.
All right, Larry's got his
it will distort a little bit. We can see that on the scope. But other than that, frequency-wise, it's really close to being straight on. Let me go back to the full page picture. And so you got separate transmit, separate receive. Of course, the transmit is crystal controlled. So somewhere there's some way to spot a spot switch. How do you know you're on the right frequency?
Yeah, it does have a spot switch. Everything's functional on it. The receiver's beautiful. The audio quality's great. And it was doing good earlier, but once that cap took off on the transmit audio, that was it. It was done.
Okay, but it's there. I mean, you if you see the picture, you'll see it's got plenty of audio coming through. Do you know what the final tube is that they put in? There are the final tubes over.
Yeah, it is a 6GM5 or GMB5. Yeah, 6GMB5.
Okay, because my item didn't tell or didn't say what it was, but that is a really beautiful radio, and I'm sure with the wood case probably adds a little poundage. There are two lights. The red light, I'm going to assume, is modulation. What's the is it yellow or amber? What's that over by the S meter?
And the yellow light is for single sideband audio. It fluctuates in single sideband.
Indeed. All right. I think we got an item on that. And then there is a knob that's below, a smaller knob below the S meter. The picture I have isn't that great. What is that doing?
And that one calibrates for SWR and also calibration for check and modulation.
Break OTR.
Nice stuff. All right. Let's see. The interesting thing about it is that this radio came with a factory with a static, unamplified lollipop microphone. Maybe they sold them like that. Breaking Station will be right with you, so don't go away. Here on the Old Tube Radio Network. And as you mentioned prior, the radio after this was a D201, and I'm not sure internally how close they were. Obviously, they changed the whole front end of those, but I have a feeling they made some upgrades, downgrades, whatever. Tram Titan 4, very rare. It's a Titan 3, and even Tram decided, we made a mistake making this thing solid state and put the tubes back in. So if you've got one of these, hang on to it, because there aren't many of them around. And as you can see with Dennis, they might need a little TLC over.
Yeah, we'll see a lot of TLC. All right, Dennis, we appreciate it, and everyone have a wonderful weekend, and we'll catch you later.
Okay, nice stuff. And even, let me see if I go back to the full page scope. There I am. There you are. You guys are coming in. If you're watching the replay, you can see the audio is at 5.6K. But that extra item on the side is the width of the IMD. So I'm sure if you had everything top shape on that would clean right up. But you can see there's plenty of intensity going on with the audio. The Old Tube Radio Network, real radio is glowing in the dark. Let me pick up the breaking station for an SWL check-in, and then we'll get to you, Cliff. So head over to the green room, but don't key up just yet. The station, thanks for standing by, and that sounds like it's the ever-popular 93 over.
I don't know about ever popular, but we're trying to get there. I know it's super, super late. We just got home. I just wanted to see about getting a late check-in, Dennis.
Hey, not a problem. When the 6L6 tube is glowing, we are on the air everywhere to take check-ins from near and far out. So thanks for taking some time out between what you're supposed to be doing and what you are doing to jump into the Old Tube Radio Network, and we've got you checked in. Over.
I appreciate that, and hope everybody has a great rest of the weekend. I know the weather's kind of flip-flopping on us, so everybody enjoy.
All right, and I'm going to ask you, because we get a lot of comments from our listeners, and you may or may not know this station, but I know you're big DXer, so you might. Although I don't know if you can hear him on the West Coast. A lot of people are saying that you sound like Deer Slayer. So I want you to say in your own words to see if you are the Deer Slayer or not.
I am not the Deer Slayer, but I'm going to Google that, YouTube it, and we're going to find out. But I am not. I am 93, the STD from Central Cal.
All right. I'm sure that Deer Slayer is probably on somebody's video gate somewhere. So I want to say that's a good thing. And I will also say that he's probably imitating you. You know what they say about imitation. All right. Thanks for checking in.
I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm going to look that up because that's the first I've heard of that. So usually I get along with everybody, so it sounds like he's an irritator. So, yeah, I'm going to do that as soon as I walk in the house. I'm going to look that up.
All right, good deal. We've got you checked in. Thanks for stopping by. As the jingle singers might say, I'm going over to the Rolodex because we've got a radio checking in. 135, hello, Cliff. They're pointing. They're saying, yes, he's ready to go. He's mic'd up. 135, hello, radio.
Hello. Hello, radio. And everybody out there in Radio Land. Harvey, did you need to get in here?
Ah, you figured that was me. Yes, Dennis number 2, real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
If you need another 6GM5, I've got 3 or 4 of them. And let me know what cap you need. If you don't happen to have it, I may.
Yeah, this tube checked out beautiful, almost 100%. So that was a good thing. But yeah, I changed probably 6 or 7 caps already today, and then this one took off just a little while ago in the audio chain. So yeah, I'll keep that in mind. Thank you very much.
Not a problem. Thank you very much, Dennis. Oh, and that gentleman with that voice, can I borrow that voice for Saturday nights?
May have to start charging by the word.
Oh, yeah, I love that voice. Okay, Cliff, go ahead, I guess. Well, Dennis, tell him.
Yeah, thank you, Cliff, for standing by, and thanks for noticing the 10-5. And now, drum roll, please. They're shaking their head. No drum rolls. All right, over to 135 and a radio of interest. Over.
Okay. Everything appears to be working very well. Let's see, I got 270848, so I should be well within your bandwidth. This radio is the second in the October Magic Eye Tour to keep things spooky in October. This is from the Robin Company in, where is it? Rockford, Michigan, I think it is. But the radios are actually made in Japan. And this radio, let's see, it has 11 tubes, but all 23 channels, crystal controlled, transmit and receive, no waiting. And of course, the reason for the season, the 6R E13 Magic Eye modulation indicator tube, which is, as anybody who's seen these or has one of these knows, they're a blast. It's just fun to watch them. Back to you.
Back to me in the studio. I have found a suitable Robin T123, not the Bravo, but the 123, and it appears to be the one from your collection, which might even be the one you are currently using. And we'll go back and find out, but I bet it is. It's got, there's a microphone off to the side, and I think it's the Robin MT1. You have a great shot that shows the actual, let me get a close-up of that. The 6RE13, we're actually looking at the tube. The tube is right behind the front plate there. They cut a hole, what do they call it, the escutcheon, and we're looking into the tube, and he's got it set where he's probably at 50% modulation. So at 100%, the top illumination and the bottom illumination should meet. Is it somewhere in the middle? Over?
Actually, this smashes together pretty well right in the center. And that's we've discussed that with my picture taking before. It was another example of me hitting the lockdown on the Robin MT1 microphone, which I am not using right now. I'm using the handheld plastic unamplified microphone because the MT1 is having problems, and maybe we will get them fixed someday. But yeah, I just lock it down, and while I was taking the picture, I just went, and I didn't want it to close all the way, otherwise it would just look like a green stripe, right? So I don't know. I try.
Indeed. I will make a faux, or I made a faux pas. So if you're watching the replay at the beginning, for some reason, and I could hear it, and I looked back over at the radio, and the noise blanker was on again. I turned the noise blanker off, and that cleaned up the audio. So the first part, anybody listening, was me on this radio with the noise blanker turned on. That's remember, boys and girls, that noise blanker is a good thing, except when somebody comes in that has nice audio or some high frequencies in their audio. If it's not adjustable or adjusted too high, the radio will see that as noise, which it is definitely not. So don't, if you watch the replay, that's what's happening. So we'll go back to you for some more good audio, a little bit of magic eye movement, and tell us the microphonium again. Over.
Okay. This is a Robin. I'm not sure who makes these things, but it's the small plastic Robin microphone that many have and have probably seen. Unamplified, very small plastic mic. Did I forget to mention that this was the Robin T123? I can't remember if I said that or not.
You may or may not have. Only the replay will tell. But when you started it and mentioned it had the magic eye tube, I often will watch the old Tube Radio Network, and in the years that I do that, I have learned that the Robin T123 and the 123B, there are many differences, but the one big difference is that the 123 has the magic eye, and you mentioned that, and I knew where to look because I watch OTR.
Well, yeah. How else is everybody supposed to know? They're very different animals, inside and out. Oh, yeah, one of those big differences that I really love about this particular radio is the copper chassis. The whole chassis, it's probably copper clad. It's probably not solid copper, but it looks like it is. And it's really cool looking, and even if you don't have the top off of the thing, you can see it from the rear of the radio. You can see this beautiful copper chassis sticking out the back. One of the many differences, the T123B has a lot more lights. You got to give them that. There's all sorts of indicator lights. But I really like the magic eye on this one. The meter is glowing red, and of course we're on green channel 11. It's in this section. It's got a green background with white numbering, and it looks and sounds very good. I hope the transmit audio is doing okay.
It is. If it sounds good, it is good. We're going to go over to the Larry Cam, which is a little behind, but that's okay, and jump in not only with an audio replay, but the video as well. Let me jump in while it's going through. It should be on that. Okay, there's the hook. It starts out pretty much on frequency. I'm going to bring up the audio here.
Oh, yeah, one of those big differences that I really love about this.
And then it goes a little bit low on frequency, but here you go.
The whole chassis, it's probably copper clad. It's probably not solid copper, but it looks like it is. And it's really cool looking, and even if you don't have the...
You can hear the audio isn't bad. It looks like it's a good 5.5 to 6K. There might be a little bit of IMD on the edges, but not bad, but loud.
Chassis sticking out the back. one of the many differences, the T123B has a lot more lights.
And you like the lights. Okay, that looks good. That's from the Larry Cam, but other than that, it's staying pretty much on frequency. 23s could do. Now, is this true? He says I have a very rare Jamaican export T123. It has a red stripe. Not sure about that, but there's the replay looking and sounding good, over.
Oh, I can't wait to check that out. Those are always very interesting, seeing the, you call them the waterfall displays?
Yeah, that's the waterfall off his SDR, and he'll probably keep that up. So you'll see my signal, your signal. You'll be able to look at the width of the audio on the upper and lower sideband. You'll be able to see where the carrier is. That one moves, I don't know, 10 cycles or something when it keys up. It makes a little hook when it comes in, but looks pretty good. Sounds pretty good on the audio. Now that I have, and you're listening to Larry's replay there. When you watch the Alt-Tube Radio YouTube, you'll hear my replay at the beginning. I had the noise blanker on, which I have since turned off, over.
Did it really mess up my audio that bad?
20.
What it does, it distorts the audio, the high frequency audio tips. That's very typical of what a noise blanker would do. That's why I was thinking, I don't remember that. And then I looked over and the NB was on. There's the picture, the Robin T123. Let me go. And Harvey, you will be the next radio up. Let's see what we have. 11 tubes, 2 transistors, which I think are a DC to DC conversion. 12 volt DC, 115 volt AC. If you've got a Sam's Photo Fax, it's on book 35, page 95. And it is a good radio in October. It is a good radio any time of the year. Over.
Do you need to say something, Harvey?
No, I just want to do a radio after you.
Okay, I'll be out of here in just a second.
But first, this word from our Robin T123.
Okay. Thanks for letting me check it in. It's a lot of fun radio. Let's see, last week we had the EM87 Magic Eye tube on the the satellite, and now the 6RE13 on the Robin. And hopefully, if everything goes well, the next 2 weeks we'll bring 2 completely different Magic Eye tubes for all of the creepiness I can muster. Thanks for letting me check it in. See ya.
All right, thanks for bringing it by, as they say. This might be the creepiness frequency. Although, look outside. You can see the wind coming up. That's the incoming storm about to happen. And what did JT used to say? There was the cadaver or something out there. It just might be that way in October. Thank you, Cliff, for radio number 2. And the jingle singers, they're not ready. So Harvey, it is your turn, over.
Okay, little ping. Okay, this is a Brown & Golden Eagle Mark II. AM transmitter, AM SSB receiver. This is going back east, and I was hoping the back east person was listening, so I wanted him to hear it. Unamplified D104, short ping. Before I send it, I have to verify that the short ping is acceptable, and then he gets a short ping.
Good deal. Let me see if I can get a picture of the actual transmit. Okay, there it is. I'll get it before it goes. There's the hook. Starts right on frequency almost, goes down a little bit. Nice, good looking audio. Let me bring the audio up.
Of the creepiness.
Oh, wait a minute. I was going to say that looks just like Cliff's radio, and indeed it is. So you know what? I'm going to refresh. I don't know why this is so slow. I'm going to refresh the page and see if we can't get the Browning audio. Okay, let's see where we're on now. You may have to take another transmission, so stand by.
The Browning audio. Okay, let's see where we're on now. You may have to take
another. Okay, now it's too soon, but go ahead and take a transmission, over.
transmission taken.
Okay, there's the ping. You can see it. See that ping in there?
I'm using the unamped D104 from the Golden Beagle on it. But, excuse me. Got my usual cough. Anyway, I've got a second Mark II, and it'll be up for sale, but Phil's radios first. And Chris's and Ed's, etc. But I do have a Mark II AM transmitter, AM sideband receiver only, and that'll be for sale too. Okay, was that enough? That'll be for sale too. Okay, was that enough? That'll be for sale.
You could hear it, and you can see it keys up a little bit low, and then it swings right into almost, 27085. So it was good. Over.
Now I don't have my frequency counter set up right here. Oh, shows 0850. Let me unkey and key up again. Says 0850, which means for you, I'm about a KC low, I think.
No, you are pretty much right on frequency. I'm looking at the Larry Cam. He's on his SDR. There's my signal right there at 25, and you are just a little bit below that. You're not KC below that. You can see the ping. You can see the tone. Frequencies at I don't know what it is, like 1600, 3200, the harmonics of the ping. Go ahead and do a couple of key ups, but don't say anything. We'll see the ping on the display here. Yeah, some good ping harmonics coming in off the Browning, and it looks good. Nice stuff. Browning Mark II. The Mark II's got the bigger receiver, the smaller transmitter, and there is no sideband on the Mark II, correct?
No, the sideband has, the Mark II has upper and lower sideband. It has a fixed manual and business band switch. Fixed, you have a little set screw on the side of the radio, stick a screwdriver in there, and you set that to any of your 23 or so channels, and you go to that, and you're receiving just that channel. Manual is the tunable receive, and business band, there's my cough, are the few channels, and I'm turning the dial as I speak, get the light on there. Okay, business band is 22A, 22B, 23A, 23B. Okay? So that's what they have. But when I flip that switch, I think it throws channel 1 up into the business band area. Kind of high freak, similar to the Mark III, but I'll have to check that out.
Very good. So make sure I've got this correct. The Mark II does have sideband, but that's only in the receive, right? Unless you have some extra stuff?
Yeah. Sideband receiver, the throat, AM transmitter. He's also getting, courtesy of Phil, the SSB-15 sideband transmitter, which I just finished up a couple days ago, thanks to Cliff and Larry. Apparently transmits okay, etc., etc. So there we go. And the trans adapter. He's getting that too. I have to just check the switches in it and the neon lights and make sure all the connections are good. And that will be going to the person also. So you'll get the entire train minus the 180 linear. Anyway, yes, it does have sideband, but you got to kind of make it work.
Before they figured out how to mash into the box. Okay, I think I've got a representative picture. It's not great. So the sideband transmitter, does it have a meter on it? Or the sideband adapter?
The trans adapter does not. It's got a couple of neon lights that tell you that you've turned the switches to the correct positions. The transmitter basically looks similar to the AM transmitter, except it's got lower and upper switch, let's see, it's a spot, transmit, and tune switch, 3 position. And it was kind of fun getting that to tune up right and align everything, because the SAMS tells you do this, do that, do the other, but it doesn't tell you what position to put the switches. You have to kind of know. So I had to kind of learn that. I haven't worked on an SSB maybe in 15 years.
Well, as number 7 would say, well, there you go. Sounds good. We're putting it for Radio 3, the Mark II. We don't get a lot of, we get a lot of Brownings, but we don't get a lot of Mark IIs checking in. So it's kind of nice to be able to put one on the list, and it will be heading out somewhere where I'm sure it will get on the air, and maybe we'll hear it in Skipland. Over.
Well, back east, Skipland. Okay, I'll turn it back to you.
Thanks for bringing by radio number 3. We're going to head over, I think, they say the Jingle Singers, I guess they get paid to actually do something while they're here. And so I'm going to oblige that. You are listening to the Old Tube Radio Network.
How do you do, ladies and gentlemen? Greetings to you, wherever you are. Your favorite spot on the dial by far is known to you as
OTR, the Old Tube Radio Network.
The station for you is
OTR.
Station for you, and maybe even you. We're listening for your radio check-ins. And are we going to have another no short sporadic E-skip kind of Saturday? What's up with that? Oh, you know what I didn't do? While we have a, as they say, lull in the action here, I bet there is a question from Tony, and I will find that, and we'll find what the question is, and maybe even find out what the answer is. You're listening to the Old Tube Radio Network. Okay, I have procured the questions, the items of interest, and I will get right to it, right to be able to see them on the screen that's got so many things on it. All right, we've got, first one is multiple choice, as they always are. I like the multiple choice, because I have so many ways to answer it incorrectly, but at least I know what they are. Question, the Heathkit Model HA10, so it's definitely not one of their GW CB radios. I'm in this new seat, and it swivels, and I can go around back here and way over here. Okay, I just don't want to fall off. The Heathkit Model HA10 was also known as the what? I don't know, Bob, Roger, Sally, I don't know. The Heathkit Model HA-10 was also known as the what? And here are the answers. Here are the possible answers. A, the Apache. B, the Navajo. C, the Comanche. And D, the Warrior. So maybe we have heard this radio on, because there was a set, and Harvey would know this because he had one. But the model number, were you to build it or buy one already built, was the Hotel Alpha 10, but it had a name on it, like the Siltronics Comanche, 1011D. So the HA-10 was an Apache, that's A. B, a Navajo. C, a Comanche. Or D, a Warrior. I don't know. And I can't remember. Harvey, do you remember what your radios were called over?
Mine were the Cheyenne Comanche, and that's the first introduction for novice. The HA-10 Warrior.
HA-10 Warrior D. That is correct, because the Apache, Navajo, Comanche, the HA-10 was the Warrior. But you didn't have that, right?
No. I have a Heathkit Cheyenne Comanche in storage. And yes, I'll haul it over here one of these days, put it back on. Yeah, it's 10 through 80 meters, AM only, and you have to convert the 10 to 11, which you can do easily by tuning. The only problem is, when you tune 10, you're also tuning 40 meters. And I'm going, what? That's how they designed it. So when you tune 10 meters for 10 meters, you got to go to 40 and go, that's a hair off, and tune it again, then run back to 10 and go, a little back. And then it was a happy medium between 10 and 40 meters. But so once you tune 10 to 11, you don't really have 40, but you have the others. And you can do the transmit and receiver.
I'm totally confused.
Similar fashion. And yeah, I've got one. Plus, I've also got I think it's the Cheyenne is the transmitter. I've got that mated with a Browning receiver, just for fun.
We will look for those. I know you had them before. We might even have that. We've been recording enough now that on one of our recordings, but I know they're super duper heavy, and there's two of them, right?
Yeah. They're both the same physical size, and mine, I have it in the mobile configuration. I think the transmitter on top, receiver on the bottom, both of the cabinets are bolted together. There's a carry handle on the back, and the stock speaker mounted on top. And there's a mounting bracket that goes on the bottom that would raise it up an angle, so when you mounted it, it would angle up toward you.
And we'll catch the break. I don't know why I didn't think of this before, but we actually have a picture in the Rolodex, which I will put up here. The break OTR, go ahead.
24 checking in.
24 showing up. Let me grab the SWL list. I know there's a 24 on there, and it is now checked in. Thanks. Over.
Thank you much. Have a good night.
And Harvey, let me go back. I have a picture of the HA-10 Warrior. They were all pointing behind the screen here. It says, don't you have a Rolodex? maybe we have one of those. So it looks pretty cool. And that probably will work. A lot of these radios, like you mentioned, if they have 10 meters, if you know, I guess, the crystal, how they're doing the multiplication, and you have either the straight crystal or the right multiplier for that, or maybe a VFO, you can do some trickery.
Oh, yeah. It kind of tells you how to tune it to get it to be on frequency. And I went, yeah, I wonder if I could get it to go down. So I did. And using other radios to help me get it down correctly, I did it. The Cheyenne is the transmitter, and its designation is MT-1. MT-1. And, excuse me, Comanche is MR-1.
All right. Well, they're saying that the Warrior is an amplifier, and I'm looking at. I brought it up here, and I was thinking this is definitely not a receiver. It's from 1962, and it doesn't mention what tubes might be in it. But there's the tune. I think the loading, or there's the band, maybe 10, 15, 20, 40. Looks like some meter adjustments and some big lights on that. So I don't know. It might be a good reverse preamp for you.
Well, it is an amplifier. You just asked what the HA10 was. I was thinking about that, but then the Cheyenne with the proper tube as a final, and it's not the one they recommend, but it's one that I use that lasts a lot longer. Oh, I could sit there at about 10 or about 15, 20 watts, swing to about 90 or so. And then I don't know what it takes to drive the Warrior, but I didn't need to have all that up on the bench. You can probably see if you got a picture. The Warrior's big. It's probably the same size or larger than the Cheyenne Comanche. And then they have all the other transmitters and receivers that do AM sideband, etc., that have more than just one final tube, which is what the Cheyenne has. And those were for more experienced people. Anyway, and some of those are even bigger. They are huge. And I wouldn't even think of getting one now.
Or get one that you can put on wheels and roll around. I want to say good night to Ohm, checking out. Also, hello, radio to Craig, listening in from very South California, and anybody else that might be listening in. All right, the Old Tube Radio Network, real radios glowing in the dark. And, it's not just Class D. I remember checking in a Gonset G76, and I think I used the 6-meter position. They had a crystal control on the 6-meter, and I was able to kind of work it down into the 11 side just to get a tube radio check-in. So whatever you can muster up. We, of course, focus on Class D, which was the 5-watt DC input crystal-controlled radios the FCC did in 1958, or at least started the band in 58. But if you got something that fires up on 11 meters and glows in the dark, we'll get it checked in. Anyway, Harvey, sounding good on the Browning, and I'll stand by. We get a few more radios checking in before we sign out here tonight. Over. And, of course, the jingle singers are now wanting to get into the act. That's just fine.
You're listening in the latest style at
27.085 megahertz. Channel 11, Old Tube Radio.
In wonderful
Fresno, California.
I always like when they say that, wonderful Fresno. Is that what's called an oxymoron? Listening for radio number 4. And William, thank you. 811A tubes. I was going to say it was 6146s, 811As, 803s. It's probably too new for an 803. 811. So it's a standard, your classic 572B, and it's definitely not the 3570B. So that's like an 811. What's it? AL 811H. It's probably the same thing. Probably very similar. said it's a kilowatt. So yeah, that would be right if it's got four 811s in there. Probably some still in Michigan. Probably you would find it at a swap meet on the back of a pickup truck. Bring your hand dolly. And Dave, the Yaesus, the hybrid Yaesus, when we first started in 1986 or 87, the quorum was that the hybrid radios really didn't classify to check in because there was more. If you looked at tubes to transistors, there was more transistors than tubes, even though on a transceiver, you've got the sweep tubes typically, or 6146s in the driver, and then you've got the solid state receiver. So a lot of back in the day, and this is 40 years ago, we checked them, but we didn't officially list the hybrid radios. And even the DAC was one of those, and there may have been some other ones like the tram. But as things got older and moved along, it was sort of like, well, if it's got tube on the transmitter, that's the part we're hearing, even though it's in one box, then we'll go ahead and list it in. If it was a solid tube transmitter, then that's fine. You could use a solid state receiver if it was in a separate box. I don't know. There was all sorts of strange little rules that we had. But right now, if you've got a tube in your transmitter, regardless of whether it's a transceiver in a box or a transmitter, check it in and we'll log it, because it's hard to even find this stuff anymore, and they're not making them anymore. So that's the deal. And I didn't know that. 23s could do the hybrids, the high gain 623, which is another unobtainium radio, was a hybrid. So I'll have to look that up. But I have, in at least in my knowledge, I don't think we have ever checked in any of the high gain radios, and I'm not sure we've had any of we've had the Connex, is that it? I don't think we've ever had a Don Stoner radio check-in either, but those would be solid state. Hello, Joe. Well, they haven't started mopping the floors yet, so I don't have to. If they do, if you guys do, start over in the corner, and they'll get to me eventually. So I'm still going to sit in the air chair and get a couple of radios checked in before we have to go. Joe, tell me what you got. Over.
Me after Dennis. Doggone it. I know you're rolling around in that new chair. I would be too, boy. Doggone it. Dennis, I'd like to check in my Johnson, the Blackface Johnson, TOO.
We'll get you in, and Harvey, I hear you. You are on the list for next, so look for the flashing light to jump up in the air chair. E.F. Johnson Messenger, TWO, and it's not a Roman numeral 2 or a scripty 2. It's just spelled out TWO. Let me get the picture that we have, and there it is. Messenger 2. Nice mid-60s E.F. Johnson version of Class D 11-meter radio. Take a transmission.
Thank you much, Dennis. 10 tubes, 10 channels, and doggone it, we hooked up a JB12 to it to work the JB12 to see if it was working okay. I don't know how it's affecting the radio, but we have you to tell us if it's not doing good.
No, it's doing fine. I brought up the S meter here behind the radio, so let me go full S meter, and then I don't know if you can do a before and after. You might not want to, but we'll check it. You're a good S7 and well above my noise level tonight. Back to you.
Well, that'll be no problem. We just turned off the JB12. That's with it off, and I seem to be doing a couple of watts. Not a very strong wattage, but we'll turn it on. We'll turn it back on to see if it made a difference.
All right, go ahead.
Okay, we just turned the unit back on. I don't know if that JB12 is working okay, but let us know.
It's working perfectly. There is no change in the audio quality, which oftentimes if things are mistuned, there will be. You get louder to my ear, which is exactly what's supposed to happen. And for those who are watching the video and looking at the S-meter going from, 4 to 5 to 6 to 7, a nice 10 dB boost, just about the way you would want it. Over.
Oh, that's great, Dennis. Doggone it. We had it sitting here for a while, and we got a few extra cables and hooked up a little buzz bar and hooked it up to the ground rod outside that and the JB12. So we put a ground system on both of them, and well, I'm glad to hear that it's doing well.
It's doing great. Plus, I'm running 12 dB of attenuation on the receiver to keep my noise floor down. So you're still at S7. I imagine if I took off the 12 dB, you'd be up to S9 or 5/9. E.F. Johnson, Waseca, Minnesota. I believe the Messenger TWO, this was their upgrade from the Viking and the radio that sort of begat the Messenger 223 and their radio that was produced well before they started making solid-state mobile radios, and it sure sounds good. Nice, clear audio. It plays well with the JB12, and it sounds good on a Saturday evening on the Old Tube Radio Network. Thanks for bringing it by.
Oh, thank you, Dennis. Doggone it for letting me run this one for a little bit there, just to be sure that the old JB12 is working okay. Thanks a whole lot there, Dennis.
All right, thank you. Then it was Once Upon a Time, and Mr. Harvey, if you're still there, go ahead. Over.
Yes. Okay. Phil's radios. Let's see. There's a Siltronics 1011C and a Siltronics 1011D and a Siltronics frequency counter. Just one frequency counter, but two Siltronics sets. Okay. Then there's a Pierre Simpson Guardian 23 and a Pierre Simpson Guardian 23B. The difference between the 23 and the B, I believe, is it says it's listed as a B, and off the mic plug seems to be a small audio board. It's sealed up in a bunch of gunk, but I believe it's an audio board. Makes the radio a little louder. Okay, and there's a UG8 mic that'll go with one of them. Okay. Then there's a, let's see, I'm checking. There's an ICO Sentinel 12, not the 23, but the Sentinel 12. I don't know if a mic goes with it. And then he's got two Hammerlin 105 TRs that are still for sale. Those are those big receivers that have a one-channel transmitter in them. Okay. Then a Johnson Messenger 2 with the tone alert. And I think there's a mic with it, too. If it's wired in, obviously it comes with it. If it plugs in, I believe there is one. And it's got a tone alert with it also. Okay, then there's a Utica TNC. That's a small 8-channel tube radio. There you go. Then there's a Sonar Model G and a Sonar Model E, still for sale. And let's see, not this one. And then I don't have a name by this one here. A Demco Satellite, which is a 3 or 4 piece unit. I think it comes with a mic, and it does come with the modulator and the meter. Okay, Demco Satellite. Anybody that wants to know prices, etc., I'm not sure. Some of them I can check with Phil. just give me a text or call or get a hold of Dennis. He can get a hold of me. All righty. Thank you very much, Dennis.
All right, thank you. That's a big list and an impressive list. We want to start a collection, add to their collection. Maybe they need a radio for... Maybe they have a parts radio that they want to get a good radio because they have parts for it. So this would be a good way to give. Thanks for all that and reading the list. And my guess is that you might have been on a radio yourself that we need to check in before I get out of here. Over.
Yeah, the Browning Golden Beagle R68T68 by Browning Lavatories with the custom D104 with the Browning medallion on the back. It came with the radio along with a 180 amp, which is sitting above the radio. I'm waving at it. Hello. It's smiling at me. Look at that. Smiling right back at me. Anyway, I don't have it hooked up because don't need it. Anyway, or I do not need it. Anyway, check this one in. And again, anybody that wants to know about the radios, Phil's okay, by the way. He's fine. He just has too many and he wants to thin out the herd. Okay. And yes, he's keeping some of the prime beef. Anyway, the radios, when somebody wants a certain one, they're all at Phil's, and I will go get them because he's 15 minutes away, bring them here, check them all out. If they need a tube, a cap, or whatever, I'll do that, and then they're good to go. All righty? Thank you, Dennis.
And as who was it, Dennis James used to say when he was advertising for Happy Steak, okay. Last call for check-ins. The Jingle Singers at least want to get in a couple of more times, right, to have their microphonium open. Yes, we'll do some spelling and adding, and we'll be right back.
Let's do some spelling.
OTR. 27.085 megahertz. Channel 11, Old Tube Radio. Old Tube Radio.
And I'm going to do some adding, counting, and amounting back in a little bit. The Old Tube Radio Network.
60.
Hey, Joe, I will pick up my pen one more time because that is what I do best, is logging in the radios. And you have one. Go ahead, sir. Over.
Thank you much, Dennis. We want to say hello to Christy if she's listening. Dennis, I'd like to check in my Robin 123B.
Good addition. We had the 123 earlier. Not very similar on the inside, but it does have the Magic Eye tube. Their upgrade in 1972 to 1976 from the Panasonic chassis, the Robin T123 Bravo. I know I've got a shot of it here, which I will put up. The pretty green radio. Yeah, Chrissy is in tonight, so let's take a transmission before you go on the green radio, and I'll get a super close-up on it.
Thank you much, Dennis. Doggone it. Let me turn this one down just a little bit there. That might help out a little bit there. Dennis, we got 11 tubes. A lot of good, nice features on this radio. A lot of little doodad lights that come on with buttons to make it an attractive radio from the front. Also has a lot of good stuff on the back. Self-adjusting meter there, and of course tune and load, and some phone jacks, and a few other little things in the back. But we wanted to get this one checked in there so that the Robin listeners could listen to it. And I also like that Robin that Cliff was talking on. It seems to be a lot bigger looking than this one, but I like that radio.
It is a nice radio. You cannot go wrong. There's a picture with the box. Let me see if I can get the whole shot in there. Yeah, from Chris Callahan. The 123 box, 5-watt, 23-channel Citizen Band transceiver. The look and performance of tomorrow by the designers and engineers of today. That's what it says. Over.
Oh, I bet. Doggone it. It's their radios actually were made good and made better And of course, the yellow radio, I call it the Robin, the yellow, the 40 channel, is in my dream to own one of those one of these days. Okay, Dennis, you know what? I've got another one warming up here, and I want to get that one last radio in.
Okay, will do. The cleaning people have not come over to the desk here, so we've got time. I'll be listening. I hear you, Joe. Let me grab the right item here, and go ahead, sir.
Yeah, thank you much, Dennis. I had to do a little fine-tuning on this one. Dennis, this is my, from World Radio Labs, my Hustler bass.
World Radio Labs Hustler. Let's go to the full screen. And that's got, you know what, that really has some nice, clear audio. Just comparing it even to the Robin with the microphone you've got. Impressive. Over.
Well, this is a Turner Plus 3 gray bass, Turner Plus 3 amplified, and it does have the original microphone, the Pretty Blue mic, stock mic. I don't use it very much. I think an Element might be a little weak in it, but I appreciate that. 7 tubes, 8 channels. Of course, the number 1 channel, number 3, 11. It does have a spotter switch, and 4 knobs. Your volume, your squelch, and I can't see the 2 below because I'm a little bit in the dark on this end. But a nice little speaker box, carrying handle. It does have a mic hanger on there built into the radio, attached to the radio. So it's ready to go either bass or mobile.
And with 7 tubes, it's probably an easy carry into the mobile.
Well, you know, it's a light radio. It doesn't get very hot. It would be nice under a nice metal dash. Be a good-looking radio.
Sure can. Let me put the S meter. Take a
transmission.
Metal
dash. Be a good-looking radio. I can't. Was that my voice?
Sure can. Let me. That's my voice. Take a transmission. We have a feedback loop. Let me see if I can find out where that's happening. Sure can. Let me. There. All right. I love the instant replay. Go ahead.
Yeah, doggone it. I have never heard the instant replay. I've never had this microphone to be truthful with you. But that sounded pretty good.
Now, do you have the same device hooked to this that you had to the Robin? I'm getting you with about a 4 or 5 on the S meter, which is fine, but that's about where the E.F. Johnson was, I think.
Yeah, no, this is a stock from World Radio Labs radio. The Johnson also was stock. I had nothing behind it. That one had the Robin had a preamplifier. The Johnson also was stock. I had nothing behind it. That one had the Robin had a preamplifier. The Johnson also
okay,
was
now
stock.
we're getting
I had nothing behind it.
Another replay.
That
Hold
one
on a
had
second. Let me fix that.
the Robin had a
the Gremlins, the Gremlins are starting to come in. I think the cleaning service is behind the rack here with the mops. That's not good.
Yeah, you got to be careful there. And I pictured you a couple of times there, kind of spinning around in that new chair. Congratulations.
Yeah, it's one of these ones that's supposed to be good, if you're sitting for a long time. And I will go back to that. Okay, thank you, sir. Doing good. When we start having the strange gremlins show up, it is time to get out of the air chair. But it even goes side to side. It kind of makes me sick to watch that. So I won't do that. Your Old Tube Radio Network. Thank you for Radio number, make sure I got everything. Radio number 6, that's the Robin and Browning and E.F. Johnson. And oh, you know what I missed? You were radio number 7 with the one that's right in front of my face, where I told the World Radio Lab Hustler. Over.
That's right there, Dennis. You got it right. Hit it right on the nail on the head, like you say. Appreciate it. Thanks so much, and we'll bid good evening to you.
Okay, and anybody else before we go? And the jingle singers, where are the jingle singers? The jingle singers said, over.
You're tuned to
OTR. Channel 11.
Right here in
Fresno, California.
Stay with us.
Old Tube Radio.
And be modern.
Okay, and I'm getting out of here just in time because things are starting to break. Back in a moment. And I will say it was nice to have another nice quiet frequency, Skipland-wise and local-wise. A shame that we couldn't get some of the sporadic E-skip. That really should start happening as we get into the cooler weather here, the late October, November, December. So we're looking for that. So if you're listening from the Pacific Northwest and beyond, we will be listening for you for sure in future episodes.
Ladies and gentlemen, time now for the current OTR totals.
This will be the current and final totals. They're saying, what's wrong with the pocket protector? Nothing. I've got pens in here. I don't know if they work or not. What is this one? This is Hoffman Electronics. This is the real deal. This is heavy. It's not a plasticky thing. And you see it there? It belongs. It was probably some engineer's pen back in the day. Let me go through the items here. On the SWL list, if you were playing the home game, you would have been in spot number 6 for 10, 11, 20, 25. And you would have noted that there were 21 check-ins on page 1, 20 on page 2, 22 on page 15 on page 3, and 22 on page 4 for a total of 78. Methinks. Radios Tonight 7, the most heard manufacturer appears to be the Brownings and the Robins. Started off with the Tram Titan 4. Titan 2, Titan 3, solid state. The maker said, what have we done? So they put some tubes back in there, and then you have a Titan 4. That's what we had tonight. And we wouldn't have had it were it not been for Dennis and Jerry changing out a lot of the component parts, as they say, to make it function. And not too bad. They might have a little bit more peaking and tweaking to go, but nonetheless, a Titan 4. I know we've had Titan 4s before, but it's been a long, long, long time, so it's nice to hear that in there. So thank you, Dennis and Jerry. Cliff was on the Robin T123 in this series of October radios, the spooky October radios with a magic eye winking and blinking tubes. If you have one, make sure you turn the lights down low, or maybe even set it next to the pumpkin on Halloween Eve as you dish out the candy. Looking good, Cliff. Radio number 3, the Browning Golden Eagle Mark II. That one is sold, says Harvey, but nice to bring it by, and it's on the replay if you want to scroll back and listen to it. Nice and loud, right on frequency. We even gave you the picture of it. Looks pretty good, sounds excellent. Radio number 4, the E.F. Johnson Messenger TWO. Thanks, Joe, for a bit of history from Waseca, Minnesota. The Browning Golden Eagle R68 T68. Between the Browning Eagle, the first Golden Eagle, and upgraded to the Mark II with some other things, but the R68 T68, somebody's favorite out there. Radio number 7, the Robin T123 Bravo. No magic eye, but looking green and good. Thank you, Joe. And, of course, the World Radio Lab Hustler. It's blue, it sounds good, and you only need 7 tubes. I believe that is it. We should be back. Yes, we will be back next week. I'm checking my calendar. I'm probably going to be missing 1 week in November because we have an annual banquet at the FM radio station, and they're always on Saturdays. And I will probably be there and not here, but we'll find out about that. In the meantime, it's good conditions on 11 meters, 10 meters, everywhere. So pull up your antenna, your wire, your radio, and go out. And if you can't talk local, which you might not be able to because it's noisy out there, talk to somebody far off. It is legal. The FCC said on the 11-meter Class D band, it is okay if you're traveling more than 150 miles with your signal. There are other things you still have to be careful of, but the DX talking is A-okay. Thanks, everybody, for joining us. Thanks for the tube radio collectors that make this net possible, and we will catch you next week. Get on the air. And good night, good morning. Was it 16 hours? So the sun might be going down. Temperatures getting cooler. Didn't have much activity on the gray line tonight from Australia, New Zealand, but they were coming in a little bit earlier on 10. Let me, while I'm here, let me jump in. I think the chair is swiveled around, and we'll take... Uh-oh.
Good show, Dennis.
Dennis, tomorrow, Sunday, all day long, NFL football starting at 6:30 a.m.
What?
With the Broncos and the Jets.
Who plays at 6:30 a.m.? That must be way back east, like in New England or something. It's starting at 9 o'clock.
Yeah, they've been playing out there in Brazil and England, London. I don't know what they're doing out there, but they should be pretty well jet lagged when they get going up or probably coming back. But tomorrow morning, the first game was, it'll be all day football actually. There'll be a dozen games by 10 o'clock, and there'll be the later games at 5 o'clock that come on. Then, of course, there's one Monday. And
that is too much, entirely too much football.
But tomorrow morning, 6:30, first game, Broncos and the Jets.
Okay, well, that might be making pulling weeds sound good. I got some yard work to do before it starts raining, so we'll see. All right, thank you, Joe. And keep a log. Keep track of all those things, and then stop by your radio in between and see what Skip is doing.
Yeah, good deal. Okay, good night, Dennis.
And good night, Harvey. I think we're going to, on the internet, we're going to take a minute or two and go around the bands and see what's happening.
Alrighty. I'm going to have a pre-midnight snack and then turn in. Gotta do a lot of radio stuff tomorrow. Okay. Take care, Joe and Dennis and anyone else that's out there. Thank you much. Good show, Dennis.
Indeed. There was a show? There was a show going on? I don't know about that. But sounding good. Save your voice. And thanks for doing the items. It was nice to have a clear frequency tonight. The Old Tube Radio Network saying 73.
Good night, Harvey.
$40? Let me find what's going on here tonight. I bet the band is super long. Jump into the S meter of doom. Put the RF gain back. Boy, that's pretty sad on 40 meters tonight. Could it be that nobody's contesting? Are we in some solar activity weirdness? What's happening on 20? We should be able to hear Australia on 20.
I hadn't thought about him for a long time.
There you go.
Now there's another guy.
New Zealand and Australia on 20 should be big right
For a
now.
long time. What about a guy called Lou? Now he wasn't an audio man, but he had 6/6/6. He was here in Spain. Do you remember? I can't think of what it was called. Echo Alpha 5. Just 2 letters. But I've been racking my brain last night. Do you remember a gentleman called Lou in Spain with 6/6/6?
No, I don't remember him. But speaking of the 6/6/6,
Some good audio here.
there was a guy in Australia.
14,250.
I think it was Ian. If I remember correctly, I know my good friend Joe, K2 Queen, Bravo Victor used to talk to him, and they were very close friends. He's been over at their house. He's been to Australia.
Richard is looking to get rid of the grow lights. Don't get me started.
I guess, Steve, the older we get, I'm 73. I'm still working. I enjoy going to work. I'm a buyer for a large automotive group.
This is on the vertical antenna, by the way.
But we lost a lot of friends since 1973 when we got our ticket over.
I bet. Bob, and of course Seymour, W6 Charlie Peter. These are plans for my 6-element monoband. I was only licensed in 91, but I got involved with Seymour and Jay. What was it? K6MB? And he had another call a bit longer than that, UMB maybe. But Jay, Ray, Seymour, those big guys that used to like outdoing each other. I got involved.
And hello, Travis. They're just doing some generic listening here.
Was kind enough to send me the plan of his 6-element monoband Yagi.
1:30 in the morning. Hello. Good Sunday morning, everybody.
Just a Yagi. A 60-foot boom. And I made this thing. In fact, there's a small photo of
Anyway, this 14 megahertz is open. Some good signals out there tonight. 40 was not great, but those guys on 14,250 with the big stations sounding pretty good.
I remember those guys. They were fantastic. I think, if I remember correctly, they used to hang around on 14,185. They were all from California, from the West Coast, and boy, I'll tell you, what a great bunch of guys. They were so smart with technical advice, and they always had the right answer. Over.
Here's your noise reduction.
Competitive. They were so competitive with each other that, it was just a laugh. I think at one stage, too, maybe Ray and Jay stopped talking to each other. They fell out over something to do with
Oh, always kind of puts that weird sound on it with noise reduction.
Seymour was just a great guy. There were other guys, too. Not Arthur. Look, there's another guy in Canada. He used to do ballroom. He used to call this when they were dancing. He was like a dance caller or something. I can't. Otto, was it Otto?
The antenna we're using. The antenna I'm using is a vertical. It's just on the roof. It is literally on the roof with 2 radios for 20 meters. And so 14 AVQ or 4 AVQ, it's the 4-band vertical. It has 40, 20, 15, and 10. So just for receive.
I don't know. You're an old timer, so some of these names might mean something to you, Otto.
Yeah, I do remember some of those names, and they go back a long way. And like I said, unfortunately, so many guys have passed, and they were big voices on amateur radio for so long. And this has been such a great hobby for me. I just enjoy the heck out of it. And so glad.
And Travis, I'm at the QTH here in the radio room.
The 7300 I'll see you for...
So you might call it an office, but it's not an office.
What's the Ameritron 811H4?
I wish I had one of those guys that had the offices with the remote antennas on top.
That's the best I could get out of it, maybe the
little remote transmitter. That would be cool.
I just had a ball working the VKZL every night in the mornings, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock a.m., and I had a ball. What a great radio. Listen, I'll let you run. Great.
Okay, here come the calls, and we'll sign off.
And we miss Uncle Bill so bad. W2 Oscar, Nancy Victor.
W2ONV.
Voice of New Jersey. Saddle with a saddle.
Where is Gunter?
And Brook like a babbling brook.
ONV, one nice voice. Here come the calls.
Bill Salerno from Saddlebrook, New Jersey. Take care, Steve. Thank you very much. And my voice is getting a little frothy here. We'll talk to you later. W2GGI, your friend Bob in Florida. Go ahead.
Taking 5 over 9. Bob. That's great audio. I don't have to say much audio. The RE7 and all the little preamps and whatnot you got going on there. And enjoy yourself. And I think then the equalizer and EQ Plus really complementing the 9000. Sounding great. I'm trying to think of the guy I was trying to think of was Arnold. I can't think of Arnold's 4-letter call. But Arnold was a great guy. When my 60-foot boom broke after several years...
And Travis, no, I'm here. No remotes.
And the thing broke in the wind, and I never had time to rebuild it, so I temporarily...
And I work at an FM radio station, so if I'm talking remotely on the radio, it's not over the ham two-way, that's for sure. All right, waiting for this guy to sign off so we can get his call.
Where that 4-element on the 46-foot boom went as good as the 6-element. You can't tell it, it's side by side, but I was certainly happy with the 4-element on the 46.
See if we can get him before he fades out here.
Take care, Bob, and let's do it again soon. I'm on most days around this time. A big pleasure. An honor to work you there. I'm from way back. W2GGI near Miami. ZL1 Alpha Charlie. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, and a pleasure. And yeah, I don't remember Arnold's call. And one more guy I know you remember. I can't think of the call. But
I thought he said it was ZL1 Alpha Charlie.
Wire antennas, 10 through.
Which would be a radio club call.
W6, oh boy. And there was another one I used to be on the radio all the time we used to talk to, and he sold a lot of those antennas. I forgot the call.
This is old Buzzer Transmissions, not on AM.
And I believe his antennas are still being sold all over the place.
Alpha Charlie Echo, thank you.
Who that was. All right, take care, Steve. Thank you, and we'll work again. I usually get up to go to the bathroom around 1:32.
Steve, you got it. Thanks, 23.
I don't go right back to bed. I come in the shack. I'll see you later. Thank you. W2GGI, your friend Bob. Bye-bye.
And he's fading out, but taking more calls. All right, good night, everybody. Get on the air. Get on the air all the time. And Steve in New Zealand, I've never worked him. I brought up his picture here. Yeah, up in Wellington, or New Zealand. Got a nice shack, and I'm looking at the antennas.
Fox Charlie, Charlie Fox uniform, ZL1 Alpha Charlie Echo. Good morning to you. Good evening from New Zealand. Not sure if we've worked before. I just have a paper log. My name's Steve, Sierra Tango Echo Victor X-ray. You're on 5758. I'll give you a better report on the next one.
Holy cow, 60-foot boom on a 6-element 20-meter beam. And he's pointed probably towards the States here. Now, wait till we can hear him. Yeah, Mitch, it sounds like it. I mean, he's hanging out, giving context. Good stuff. Well, I'll have to put him on my bucket list to talk to because his audio sounds great.
5 and 8. You're also picking 5 and 8. The signals are not big.
He has a hand crank. Wait a minute.
Really, really good. But you're still coming to me 5 and 8.
Oh, it says homebrew rotating. Says he's using a car differential.
Over S9 today. Usually I see 20 and...
Oh, I see it. It's underneath the spinner.
Not today, Faber.
So it's like he's cranking the engine. That is so cool.
I guess you did. The Kenwood 990 around a kilowatt into a 5-element monovan. So back to you. I wonder what you're running, over.
I gotta get a beam up. Wow.
Two of them. I have two Kenwood 870s and I love the DSP. I love the audio from the 870s. I think I've had mine for maybe 20, maybe 27 years, a long, long time. So, lovely radio.
Sure sounds better without the noise reduction.
Yagi. It's a tri-bender or it's a mono-bender,
All right, good night, everybody. We will catch you next time on the Old Tube Radio Network.